Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you all the manga that I'll be reading for 30 and 30, plus my April reading plan. So if you want to know all the things I'll be reading in April, please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I'm going to be doing 30 and 30. I have been collecting a lot of manga lately because I just been addicted to it ever since I started reading them last year. So I have a few that I want to share with you all. I don't know if I'll share with all 30 of them because there are some that I am trying to still get. And there are some books in here as well that are for read-alongs and also for books that I'm reading in a series. So let's get started. So these manga right here, this is the first 4 volumes, and that is the Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World. So this is volume 1, volume 2 right here, sorry about the glare, volume 3, and volume 4. So these are some of the mangas that I'll be going to be reading for 30 and 30. So we have this. I just like, it's in a book cafe, and I just thought that this will be really cute, and I like cute type of manga. I like romances so far when I read manga. I don't know why, but I just like the little romantic scene. I find it very cute. So I'm going to be reading these 4 volumes here. These next 3 manga, these is more like a romance again. This is volume 1, 2, and 3. It's the Dragon Knight's Beloved. And so here's the first volume. Here is the second volume. And here is the third volume. So I'm really excited about this. Apparently for this girl, like if I read the first volume, it says, a girl beloved by dragons. Melissa is a maid in training at the royal castle where her greatest joy is caring for the majestic steeds of the Dragon Knights. Her coming of age ceremony is fast approaching, and with it comes the need to decide what path her future will take. Melissa shares a special bond of friendship with Commander Hubert, the handsome knight who rides the mightiest of dragons. But their relationship is about to get complicated. Newly returned from a dangerous mission, Hubert makes a shocking request. Would Melissa pretend to be his lover and move to his country estate where wild dragons roam? So that's what got me wanting to read all the volumes, just because of this first volume right here of having pretend to be his lover. So, you know, fake, you know, lovers type of romance manga. So I'm really excited to get into this. So like I said, this is the first 3 volumes that I'm going to be reading for this. The book that I'm going to be reading, which this book is going to be coming out in June, and I'm really excited to read this, and that is Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. Right here, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm so excited. And it says, in this dark and seductive YA fantasy debut, a siren must choose between protecting her family and following her heart in a prejudiced kingdom where her existence is illegal. I'm really looking forward to reading this. It sounds so freaking good. And let's see. So in here, which right here in the flap, it says, Cerus, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Cerkova survives on lies. As a soldier in training at the most prestigious barracks in the kingdom, she lies about being a siren to avoid execution. At night, working as an assassin for a dangerous group of mercenaries, Cerus lies about her true identity. And to her family, Cerus tells the biggest lie of all, that she can control her siren powers and doesn't struggle constantly against an impulse to kill. As the top trainee of her class, Cerus would be headed for a bright future if it weren't for the need to keep her secrets out of the spotlight. But when a mysterious blackmailer threatens her sister, Cerus takes a dangerous job that will help her investigate. She becomes personal bodyguard to the crown prince. Cerus should hate Prince Hayes. After all, his father is the one who enforces the kingdom's brutal creature segregation laws. But when Hayes turns out to be kind, thoughtful, and charming, Cerus finds herself increasingly drawn to him, especially when they're forced to work together to stop a deadly killer who's plaguing the city. There's only one problem. Cerus is that deadly killer. Featuring an all-black and brown cast, a forbidden romance, and a compulsively dark plot full of twists, this thrilling YA fantasy is perfect for fans of A Song Below Water and To Kill a Kingdom. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. Like I said, this book comes out in June, so I'm actually going to be doing a book review for this, but you won't see the book review until closer to its release date. So I'm really excited for this. Very, very excited. The next book, which I'm going to be doing a book review for, and this book is actually going to be coming out April the 18th, but you won't get my review until later on, and that is I Kick and I Fly by Ruchira Gupta. And I'm really excited to read this. And so it says here on the back, what would you do today if you knew you had to fight for your life tomorrow? On the outskirts of the red light area in Bihar, India, Hira is living on borrowed time until the day her father decides to sell her into the sex trade to repay his loans. It is, as she's been told, the fate of all women and girls bizarre to end up there. But what if she can learn how to fight back against fate? When a local hostel owner presents her with the opportunity to practice kung fu, Hira begins to learn that her body isn't an object to be preyed upon, but a vessel through which she can protest herself. She will face unimaginable barriers, expulsion from school, the unapologetic forces of nature, and a local trafficker who won't take his sights off her. But fate can change, and heroics are contagious. As Hira starts to piece together the whereabouts of a missing friend through a pen pal in the United States and a competition takes her to New York, the desire to ensure her friend's survival must just lead her to make the ultimate risk. In I Kick and I Fly, lifelong activist and Emmy Award-winning documentarian Ruchira Gupta weaves together an action-packed, shocking, and triumphant story of courage, freedom, and our ability to create change that can cross continents. So like I said, I'm looking forward to this. You'll probably see a review from me later on in the end of the month, so definitely keep your eye out for that. So I'm going to be reading this month. Next book, which I'm going to be also doing a book review for, which you'll definitely be getting sometime this month, is Zora Books' Her Happy Ever After. And this is by Taj McCoy. This is her sophomore book that she has written. So I'm really excited to read this. This sounds really good. This is a heart-pounding, curvy romance about an indie bookstore owner who finds herself in a love triangle when she meets the author she's had a crush on for years and his best friend. So this sounds really good, and I cannot wait to read this and do a book review for this. Next one, this is part of Brie and I's read-along for Zora Neale Hurston, and this is the next book that we're going to be reading, and that is Mules and Men. So this is the next book that we're going to be reading, and we're going to have our discussion next month, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So for this, it says, Mules and Men is a treasury of Black America's folklore as collected by a famous storyteller and anthropologist who grew up hearing the songs and sermons, sayings, and tall tales that have formed an oral history of the South since the time Africans were enslaved. Returning to her hometown of Eatonville, Florida, to gather material, Zora Neale Hurston recalls a hilarious night with a pinch of everything social mixed with the storytelling. Set intimately within the Black community, the stories, big old lies, songs, voodoo, customs, and superstitions recorded in these pages preserve and celebrate a unique cultural heritage. So yes, this is the next book that we're going to be reading for this month, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is going to be a great time. So far, I've been loving all the books that we've read so far, and I cannot wait to read this one. Next book, this is part of pretty much a read-along that Brie is doing for Octavia E. Butler, and I believe Maya is also participating with her. She's a co-host for that. And the next book that they are going to be discussing, which I think it's going to be, it's not this week, but it's going to be next week, and that is Clay's Ark, a patternist novel. This is the third book in the novel, in the series. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. This sounds really, really good. I know Maya was giving us a little information about it, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm not even going to read the synopsis because I just want to be surprised. Even though I got little hints and pieces of what it's about, I just cannot wait to get up in this book, because so far the first two books have been on point, and the second book just blew my mind. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. The next two volumes that I'm going to be reading for 30 and 30, like I said, these are two volumes right here. It's so the first one is I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess, and it's wrapped up, so you know it's a little bit it's it's graphic. It literally says warning, parental advisory, explicit content, so that's why it's wrapped up in plastic. But for here, so like I said, I have volume 1, and here is volume 2, and for volume 1 it says, I will not be your plaything. Liddy, who who was Japanese in her previous life, is now the daughter of a duke and engaged to marry the gorgeous crown prince Friedrich. Sounds like a dream come true, except this is a world that practices polygamy, and Liddy refuses to marry a man with multiple wives. To sabotage the engagement, she loses her virginity to a stranger, but that plan is thwarted by a surprising revelation. What will happen to Liddy next in this hot fantasy romance? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. This sounds really, really good, and I just cannot wait. And then these next two mangas I have here is volume 3 and 4. I read the first 2 volumes and I loved it. And Ashley for the Bookish Realm is what got me into wanting to read all these. So we have A Galaxy Next Door, volume 3 and 4. And I love the first 2, so I'm really excited to get into this. It's really cute romance. I just like cutesy stuff for manga for some reason, but I'm really looking forward to reading these 2. And then for the next 2, I just started reading. Actually, I just finished this today. And then I have the second volume over there that I need to read. But that is Villains Are Destined to Die. And this is volume 1. I really enjoyed this. This is pretty much a girl who grew up in a household where she was the love child in her real life. And then out of nowhere, she's living in some type of game where she's reliving her life, you know, in her real life. So she grew up as a love child and she was like being treated poorly, and she was able to escape that life. But then she started playing this game, and now she's in this type of game where she's reliving her true life in a sense, but it seems like she's able to control it a little bit better. She's able to make some choices within the game itself. So I really enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to reading volume 2, but Villains Are Destined to Die is just really, really good. And even for a synopsis, I'll read it. It says, a villain living life in hard mode, whose every path leads to death. Playing daughter of the Duke's super love project as the easy mode heroine, Yvonne makes charming the male characters a breeze. But once you switch to hard mode and step into the shoes of Penelope, the misunderstood villain, it's nearly impossible to even stay alive. So imagine the shock of suddenly waking up in Penelope's body. You know right away that your life is on the line, with love interests who will kill you if their affection meters drop to low, and the inability to speak without choosing from pre-selected dialogue. It quickly becomes clear that Penelope's chances have been rigged from the start, and this villain might just be destined to die. So yeah, I'm excited to read the second volume. I know it's gonna be fun. The next one that I'm going to be reading is Dinosaur Sanctuary 2. I already read the first volume last year, and I really love this. This reminds me of like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World type of thing, and I'm really looking forward to get into this one. And then this next volume, which Elise's and I think a few others have recommended this to me, and I'm really excited to get into them. I believe the sixth volume just came out last month, March. I forget what day, but it came out in March, and I'm really looking forward to read all the rest of the volumes. But I'm going to start reading Solo Leveling Volume 1, and this is just really, really good. I already read it, and I look forward to reading the other volumes. But yeah, this sounds so good, or it is good. Sorry, I don't know why I even said that, but it says, based on the hit fantasy novel, experience the webcomic that's captured the attention of millions and in all of its full color glory. And I tell you, this kept me on my feet. It was gory. There was blood everywhere. It got my attention. So I'm really excited to continue on reading the other volumes that's out there. The next volume that I have read, and I'm mad that I read it already because I already want the third volume, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit. And that is volume 2 of My Happy Marriage, which I love so much. It reminds me, it's a Cinderella-inspired slow burn historical romance with a paranormal twist set in Taisho era Japan. So yeah, this is really good. If you haven't read this yet, I suggest you do so. It's amazing. You're missing out. The next one that I'm going to be reading, this is just the first volume. I'm thinking about continuing on with this because I really am enjoying it, and that is Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. And I love this. And even on the back it says, "Are you beautiful?" Young and rambunctious Belle insists on going out to play in the Forbidden Woods, but her adventurous streak abruptly ends when her mother is when her mother is spirited away by a beast known to kidnap beautiful women. Twisted by the loss of his wife, Belle's father keeps his daughter and her unusual violet hair locked away in an effort to protect her from prying eyes. Years later, news of the beast's reappearance coaxes Belle back to the woods where it all began. But her desperate search for the truth may be more perilous than she could have ever imagined. From the creator of Dinosaur Sanctuary and Alice in Murderland. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I like Beauty and the Beast, and it's deep and dark, so I'm all here for that. So this is another manga I'm going to be reading for 30 and 30. And then we have 4 more of mangas here. So I have, for this one, I have volumes, 5, 6, and 7. And this is just a great series. I love it so much, and I'm really looking forward to when the 8th volume comes out, because I already read these already, and that is the Apothecary Diaries. This is volume 5, 6, and 7, and it's just really good, and I highly recommend these. And then the next one, I've already read the first volume of this last year, and this one just recently came out, which I already read and enjoyed, and that is the Remarried Empress. A lot of things came about where we start to realize about the bird, that the Empress named Queen, and who the bird truly is. So I found that very, very fun and interesting. This is a really good. I really enjoyed reading this, and I'm mad because now I gotta wait for the 3rd one. But yeah, this is really good. I highly suggest that you read the Remarried Empress if you haven't done so. It's just a fantastic and wonderful read. And then, now, we're to the books. No more manga for now. So, I've been wanting to read the Throne of Glass series for a while. So now I'm on the 3rd book, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. And I'm really looking forward to reading this. I really am enjoying Selena's story so far, and how she's now an assassin for the king and all that, and her little love triangle that's going on, so I'm really looking forward to get into this one. And then the next book that I'm reading in a series is The Witcher, The Time of Contempt. Right here, I've been reading The Witcher so far this year, and I want to continue on reading the series. Of course, I believe this is Yennefer on the cover, and this is the new editions that recently came out. This is the illustrated editions, or whatever, that they reprinted and had new covers for. But so far, I'm enjoying this, and I cannot wait when the 3rd season of The Witcher comes out, even though I know it's not going to be even close to the books, because what I've read so far, yeah. I now know why people that read The Witcher, the series, are pissed off with the TV series on Netflix. I completely get it now, and it definitely pisses me off too, now that I'm reading the books. But yeah, I'm going to be reading this, and I cannot wait. This book is going to be for my book club, for my members on my channel. Last month we read Babel. This month we're reading Venko by Cherry Dimmelin. And I am looking forward to this. This is an Indigenous author, by the way. And this just sounds really interesting. It says, a wildly imaginative and compulsively readable epic of adventure, history, Americana, feminism, and magic by the supremely gifted author of Empire of Wild. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. This sounds really good, and I love the cover, and I think I have a feeling this is going to be a great read. So I'm looking forward to reading this with my members. And then I have the Badlands Haunted. This just came out. This is by Sky Melky Wagner. And this I already read, and this reminds me of The Land Before Time with Littlefoot, Sarah, Ducky, Petrie, and Spike. This, if you like The Land Before Time, and this is a middle grade, I think you will enjoy the Badlands Haunted. I've already read it. It's amazing. I cannot wait for the 2nd book, which comes out in October. But yeah, this is really, really good. So if you haven't read it and you never knew about it, here it is. It's a great read, so definitely check it out. And then for this book, we already read the first 3 chapters so far of this book, and the preface, sorry, I cannot talk right now. So for this month, we're reading chapter 4, 5, and 6, I believe. Let me double check. Let me see. So, excuse me, we're reading chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. So with chapter 4, it's called Fear. Chapter 5 is called Dispossession. Chapter 6 is Capitalism. And chapter 7 is Politics. So this is what the section we're going to be reading for this month for the 1619 Project Read-Along that I am doing. So I'm really looking forward. As you can see, I already tabbed up the first section that we read, and we already done a discussion for it. So I'm looking forward to moving on to reading more about this. I find this a very good read. It's very hard to read, you know, as well. I mean, it's reality, it's history, it's our history, and I feel like a lot of people in this country particularly do not want to face that history, of course, as you can tell, what is happening in this country, in the US. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to moving on to the next chapters in this book. But that is it. I promise. Those are all the mangas and the books that I'm going to be reading in April. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you all are staying healthy and staying safe. See ya.